Welcome back. We'll get to Colin Kaepernick in just a second. But first, USA Basketball, Utah's Donovan Mitchell starts the break, gives it up to Kemba Walker. Back to Donovan.
Utah this year has a potentially outstanding starting five.
Yeah, you like their team.
Well, they just have balance everywhere. Question is, can Donovan take a leap?
I got recruited from UNLV, man. I wanted to go there, but I didn't have enough of a criminal record at that time.
Oh, come on.
That would come later on.
Texas, Cleveland, MLB action. Oscar Mercado making the diving catch to end the game and get the win for the Tribe.
There we go. Baseball players. I ran into one last night, Jenna. Derek Jeter, there in Philadelphia. He says, "What's up?" Don't have nothing to do with that catch, but Derek Jeter hollered at Jenna last night. "What up, Jenna?"
What? How you doing? That's what I would say back. A little Bears camp action. David Montgomery. Man, he's tough to take down.
All right, so see, this is the thump portion of practice, correct? You can hit, but you can't take them down. Yeah, now he's out here making defenders look bad.
So the defenders are at a disadvantage because they can't run through the running back. You can see he catches the running back, so the running back delivers a blow to him. Defenders hate when the drill is thud like that because they were like, man, I would have run through you. You wouldn't have knocked me back like that.
Moving on now, it's been 3 seasons since Colin Kaepernick last played in the NFL. We haven't seen much of him of late. Yesterday, he had a message he wanted to share.
5 a.m., 5 days a week, for 3 years, still ready.
Nick, what'd you think of the video?
Made me think of a lunch Chris and I had almost, it was a year ago, almost to the day. It was into August last year, where we sat down with Colin, and Colin asked Chris, it was really sad, actually. Colin asked Chris, do you think I'm going to get back in the league? And Chris, and no one's ever accused him of not being honest, even when maybe I would think he shouldn't be, looked at me and I said, nah, man, I think it's over. We didn't think it was fair, but think it's over. And man, that is not what Colin expected to hear. Slumped down in the seat a bit and then continued to talk. And listen, Colin Kaepernick was blackballed by the NFL. Some people are fine with it, some people aren't fine with it. I'm not fine with it. He has continued to train as if that blackballing has an expiration date. It does not. Now, I look around the league and I say, if this offseason, there are teams that if they had signed, even having missed this much football, if they had signed Colin Kaepernick, if the New York Giants this offseason said, you know what, we're not trading Odell, we're keeping Odell, we're using that 6th pick on one of those awesome Clemson defensive linemen, we've got Saquon, Eli retired, and we've signed Colin Kaepernick. Would you be more optimistic about the Giants this year under that circumstance than under the one they are now? The Broncos, if instead of signing Joe Flacco, they had signed Colin Kaepernick, because once upon a time they wanted to, would you be more optimistic about their chances than you are now? The Ravens, even though Lamar, I think, one day might be a really good quarterback, it's not yet, would you be more optimistic about them with that defense, that running game, with Cap? I would be. But he's not going to get back in the league. The blackballing's approaching 900 days, and I respect his work ethic, but at this point, it's just for his own personal mental health, if you will, to know that he could, if he got the call, to not worry, what if I do get the call, I'm not going to be ready. But it's not going to help him play football because he's not going to get the opportunity to play football.
Well, I continue to talk to Cap, and I talked to Cap about a week and a half ago, and I requested a video because I asked him how he's doing, how his workouts and stuff are going, how his stuff socially is going. He's involved with a number of different programs, doing some exciting stuff. How's the football part going? Are you keeping up? No, he said, I'm keeping it up. I'm working on it. All right, I said, send me some video. So yesterday, him and his girlfriend, they sent this out to me. And then I saw it was released publicly. So I'm glad that he's able to continue to work out. Because I did. I flat looked at him and told him I thought his NFL career was over. I thought when he went down that road, based on the ownership of these teams, even if they do change a team or two, it's still in the same family, still the same mentality. So for me, the NFL, one of my big problems with Cap not playing before was they always advertised it's the 1,800 best players in the world. And we know that it's not. He's a perfect backup to, even if you just think he's a dual threat. Lamar Jackson,
sure.
He can't mentor him in Baltimore with that defense they have. You can duplicate the style for which you can play, which is very, very rare. Oh, RG3 can do it because he's not taking a knee, but Cap can't do it. So for me, I like to see that he's working out. Now, the hardest thing to be able to do as a quarterback is to be able to gather up some wide receivers and run some routes and things like that. I think that video is far more telling because we know he's an athletic freak. Dude is 6'5", 6'6", and is ripped. I know that. Yeah, you go to the gym. I can go down to the local gym and see a bunch of muscle heads that are ripped up. But throwing the football, I think that's really the only way. How can he gather up some skilled guys, quarterbacks with wide receivers and throwing the ball, repetitive, throwing it down the field so people see, man, even his throwing motions tightened up a little bit. Those are the things that I do believe would still keep that window open because this is a crazy business, man. And you only need one person just to give him a look. One of the big problems is no one has even brought him in for a workout. I mean, they're bringing these guys in. I've seen this for years, man. They bring in a guy, they put him in some shorts and let him work out. I'm like, there's no chance this guy's an NFL player. Colin is definitely an NFL player who they have decided his stance on social justice is totally against the product that they want to put out there. So that's why he's in the dilemma. And I still say this. I do not believe he'll ever play in the NFL because of the attitude of the 32 owners. Does he deserve to play? If everyone else deserves a right to play, he deserves a right to play.
And listen, he's always now, and I don't know if it helps him come to peace with this. I hope it does. And I interact with Cap some, not as often as you do, but I think he knows this. He will always have a legacy greater than his playing career. He was an enormous part of what I would call the modern era athlete awakening to their role, not only in their communities, but their role on the national stage to help set the conversation. And when people, to this day, if one of those awful videos circulates Twitter of some instance of horrible police brutality, what is very often captioned with is, "This is why we kneel." That is a testament to Colin Kaepernick and the movement that he helped reinvigorate in this country and really that he staked his career on. It is, when you do something like this, it is always a risk. Once upon a time, it was a risk of assassination. It's always been a risk of your own personal profit or your own personal career or your public your stature in the public eye for a lot of people. It's not fair that you have to risk that, and it's not fair that sometimes the penalty is that, but that's what it was for Cap, and now he will have a legacy greater than that of quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. It's just a shame he could have had both. In a more just world, he would have been able to have both.
That being said, do you think he has any regrets? Knowing how much he does want to play football again, but also knowing how much of a difference he has made as a result of him now not obviously being able to play football?
That right there, it's hard to impossible for me, Jenna. It's a great question. But for me, every dream I ever had was doing something competitive. My dream was being a professional athlete. I want to try to influence kids to pursue that dream. I believe it's very, very important. I love sports. So to me, it wasn't in my heart of hearts. What Cap is doing, it didn't mean the same thing to me. I didn't have that type of opportunity. So only Cap can judge that. Only Cap and what he does moving forward can be the judge of that. Because for me, I know in his world, he's doing a lot of things to make changes. But as an African-American, when I drive, I'm still scared. I still have the same fears. I still see the same videos. The people, my brothers and sisters, meaning my little biological brothers and sisters in the neighborhoods they're in, they're still scared. So what did we win? I I'd have to pose that question that only he can answer. Was it really worth it? Was it needed? Hell, yes. But was it worth it? Only Cap can answer that.
All right, we'll leave it there. Much more First Things First right after this.